Hey guys, my name is Luke, and this is the story of how I came face to face with Jesus. Well, I grew up in a Christian home. From a very young age, I was always taught the right thing to do. I was always taught what to say, and I knew what a good person looked like, and so I acted like him. I always knew that I should be a Christian and that I should act well, but I didn't really know why. And from the outside, everybody who saw me would say that Luke was a good person or that Luke was a Christian. But on the inside, I was living for myself. And as I got older, I questioned more and more why I should be doing these right things. Why should I act this way when I could be having more fun doing something else? And more, I did those things. By the time I was a junior and senior in high school, though I acted well when people who didn't know me could see me, any of my close friends could tell you I was probably the craziest one in the group. And as I started trying to find anything that would make me happy, I searched more and more in the world of alcohol and partying, chasing glory in sports, anything that could fill me with satisfaction and just have fun. And that continued when I went to college. My freshman year in college, I went to a school to play football. I quit the team before the season started, and I just partied the entire first semester. My freshman year, I barely went to class. I drank almost every day, smoked weed, and partied with any friends who would party with me. And I went into a deep depression over that winter. Luckily, my youth pastor invited me to go on a ski trip that January. And while we were there, we talked about the book of Ecclesiastes. And in that book, Solomon talks about how he has married over 500 women, how he's one of the richest men in the world, and how wise he is, and he decides he's going to look all over the world for happiness. And he does. He looks everywhere, does everything, tries every conceivable thing in this world to make him happy, to have fun, and he doesn't ever find it. So while I was on that trip, I heard about that. I didn't think much of it. I just went back to having fun. But a week later, as I was laying wide awake again, thinking about how depressed I was, how I'd failed, how I knew that there's this just emptiness in me that I couldn't fill, and I was tired of putting forth the effort of just acting good for some people and just chasing anything that would make me happy. And I was thinking about what they had talked about on that ski trip in the book of Ecclesiastes, where Solomon just found emptiness. And I knew that's where I would end up. I knew that. But then I realized that I had been taught my whole life the answer to that question. I knew what would fill me up. So that night, after I read the book of Ecclesiastes and realized that that thing that we chase that doesn't end in emptiness is Jesus. And that night, I came face to face with him. And I told him that from now on, I would chase him. After that night, I went to my friend's house and told him I was done. I stopped drinking. I stopped smoking weed. I walked away from all of my friends at that college and in my hometown. At the end of that school year, I transferred to a school in Missouri for 2 years. I lived there and studied God and chased Him more. And ever since then, it hasn't been about the fun or what makes me happy. It's about what brings me closer to Him, because He's what fills me up. There's one thing I hope you remember from my story. It's that everything that your school, your friends, that the world tells you to chase, that the world tells you will bring you happiness or satisfaction, it all ends in emptiness. It all ends in depression and brokenness. And it doesn't fill you. There's only one thing that fills you up, and that's a relationship with Christ. My name is Luke, and I've encountered God face to face. And I've been chasing Him ever since.